Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. It has been 7 months almost, maybe a little bit longer since we have updated anything on the channel. So there's a lot to unwind as to why I haven't posted anything for nearly 7 months. So let me just get started. So the title of this video, as you can see, that we sold the Shelby GT500, and that actually didn't take place until maybe June or July, and there's a couple reasons for that, but let's recap. So in the last video we installed the JLT wine mod, or whatever you want to call it, for the GT500. After that, crickets on the channel. The channel somehow has continued to grow, but we haven't updated any content whatsoever, and all of that is going to change. So let's go ahead and start back in February. Like I said, we did some mods to the Shelby. After that, we were supposed to go to Streetcar Takeover in Bristol with the car, but as you guys know, if you follow Streetcar Takeover, it got postponed, ended up ultimately canceled because they could not reschedule it. So we ended up going to Bristol anyway, I think in April, for the Bristol Street Fights, the kind of streetcar event. The car went 13s, maybe 13.3, 13.4. That is because we had to run it on hard tire. I did buy a 4-star F14 drag pack for the rear. The drag tires that my buddy gave me was just a little bit too small for that car, so it made the gearing incredibly, I guess, low. And the car did nothing but spin, but we actually didn't even get to make any hits on that drag pack, because once I switched the tires on there, turns out they weren't seated on the rims by whoever mounted them. That is on me, because I should have checked them. However, we had to run it on street tires, and once I got to looking, the street tires were absolutely bald. And on the last pass, as we was pulling into the pits, the tire was actually going flat. So we just loaded it up on the trailer, chalked that up to an L. Anyway, got the tires rebeaded on those drag packs. So I think it was May, there was a Real Street Revolution event in Owensville, Kentucky. We took the car there, and we actually got to run it on the drag pack. It did pretty much 8.0, which it was still spinning. The prep wasn't the best. Like I said, with those little tires on it, and you'll see in the videos that it was just spinning the tires there. And then as the day went on, the clutch started slipping worse and worse, to the point that it really wouldn't even drive in 6th gear. It was slipping so bad. So at that point, I ordered a 13-14 twin disc clutch, and as it was at my buddy Kenny's getting installed, because he has a lift, he's an amazing Ford mechanic. He's actually an amazing mechanic on really anything. I got an offer on the car kind of out of nowhere. A guy that owns a local business here reached out via one of our mutual friends, and I thought it was kind of a joke. And as I picked up the car from getting the clutch put in, like it was literally not even broken in yet, he asked if I would swing by and let him look at it, and well, he bought it that night. So that kind of ended that there. So we ended up selling the Shelby for a decent reason that I'll go into here in just a minute. So the Shelby is gone. Since February, life has been a roller coaster in a good way. So one of the biggest changes, I ended up getting married. So me and my girlfriend of 9, now 10 years, finally tied the knot at the end of October. Went to Jamaica on our honeymoon. It was absolutely amazing. And we're actually thinking about making a family channel completely separate from this channel, which is kind of the adventures that we do, because we're going to start traveling a lot more, not just for car stuff. But we ended up making the honeymoon on the way back, kind of a car thing. We took one of the new cars to the Tail of the Dragon, and unfortunately the Tail of the Dragon caught on fire. Gentleman went off the road on a motorcycle, caught some dry leaves on fire. It ended up causing a wildfire down there, and it ended up closing the Tail of the Dragon for several days. So that kind of ended the trip there. Another big thing, you guys know that I'm a nurse practitioner. I deal a lot with children, now do adult health as well, and I was working about 40 minutes away from here. Now my time is split between 2 offices, and it's about to be split between 3 offices. So work did kind of get in the way of doing YouTube, which is the way I make my money. So I mean, I have to prioritize. Obviously that job comes first. YouTube is just kind of a luxury that I get to do because I enjoy it. I enjoy getting to make videos and interacting with all of you guys and interacting with all of you all over social media. I know this video is kind of all over the place, but I'm going to try to get everything caught up that's happened in the past 7 months. A lot of cars have left. A lot of trucks have left. A lot of cars have arrived. A new truck has arrived. I don't know if you guys remember seeing the white lifted F-150 that I had on the channel. I never actually did like an unveil on it. You probably seen it in the background of the videos. Anyway, that truck is gone. Unfortunately, the guy that I sold it to, we had another deal in place, and he took quite a bit of my money, and I ended up having to take him to court. I won that case, and I still have not received any money from him. So my lawyers are going to pursue that. I'm just going to turn it over to them. I was trying to be nice about the entire thing, but there's only so nice you can be before you start getting taken advantage of. So I'm going to turn it all over to my lawyers and let them do what they do. So that truck is gone. The white OBS roller truck wasn't really a roller. Had an LS in it out of an F-body. Got it off my buddy, and ended up selling the engine and trans back to the brother of the guy I got that truck from. So he is actually building an S10 stick shift square body S10 with that drivetrain. Dogs are going crazy. So that engine and trans ended up out of there. I got a small block from a friend I was going to put back in there, then got an offer on the roller of the truck and a separate offer on that small block. And with the way time was, I thought it was really in my best interest just to let them go, get the room back in the garage, and get one less project going. But another big reason that I just stopped filming, I got overwhelmed. I mean, everything was happening. Everything was so overwhelming that I knew filming would add so much time to anything that I was doing that I just didn't. So I committed, bought me a new GoPro Hero 11 Black, which is what I'm filming on this with, new mic stand, all of that. So we're going to go back into this thing, because it felt like a little piece of my life just wasn't there, if that makes any kind of sense. So anyway, my ADHD is all over the place. It's hard to concentrate, especially with no notes written down. I'm just kind of off the top of my head trying to update you guys. OBS truck is gone. The white F-150 is gone. The Shelby is gone. In that one of the Shelby videos, I gave you a sneak peek through the garage door of a supercharged C5 Corvette. It was a pewter one that we had out in the driveway. I did have that car. That car is also gone. If you guys will remember Black Ops, my black camo C5 FRC that I had, I ended up trading that supercharged car for that FRC back and some cash. That car met a unfortunate demise. It was a buddy of mine. I'm glad he wasn't injured. Given the circumstances of the wreck, it could have been a lot worse. Now that drivetrain from that car is actually going in a square body S10, which is going to be one of the baddest trucks that will be on this channel, because I would like to feature those trucks quite a bit in the build process on them, because they're awesome trucks. The Black Ops triple black camo FRC is back. Now that being said, it is not triple black anymore. We did a new wrap on it. My buddy Brandon, with his little shop named BK Wraps, wrapped my car for me. He did it at an absolutely amazing job. Like, when you see the car, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, it looks like paint. So anyway, the wrap on that car looks absolutely amazing. I will unveil it very soon. I have been driving that car again for quite a bit, and I put a drag pack on it, and unfortunately the McLeod RX or RST clutch that was in it decided to not work anymore. So that car is getting ready to head to my buddy's shop. He's going to do the clutch job for me. We're putting a McLeod RXT in it, which should do a lot better. Another big update, the C6 Corvette Lucifer. I think the last time you guys seen it, I was doing a Veraram intake install. Unfortunately, we went to a car meet maybe 2 months after that. Was not beating on the car at all. Buddies called me and told me that there was a pretty large amount of smoke that was coming out of the car just under normal driving. About that time, my buddy's supercharger belt on his Mustang broke, so we all pulled off on the side of the road. I got to check it. The whole rear bumper was covered in oil. so there was oil coming out, something awful. The car was still holding oil pressure and everything. It was not knocking. It was overall running fine for what all was going on. But we made it back here to Logan, and I popped the hood because I started smelling oil really bad, and it had blown the dipstick out of the dipstick tube. Took off the oil cap, and it had so much blow by that at that point there really wasn't much to say. So my buddy Brandon came down. We did a compression test on just the driver's side banks, and 3 of the 4 cylinders on the driver's side bank were low on compression. The LS2 is pretty much done for. I did build a new motor, built a new engine before the purists come after me with the whole electric motor versus engine debate. Built a new engine, and we are going to be putting a 6.2 back in the C6. I had a lot of pride working on this car. I've done everything myself, from the paint to the wide body to pretty much everything on the car. So when it came to rebuilding that 6.2, because it did have some miles on it, I think it had 150,000 miles on it. I did new rings, bearings all the way through it, cam bearings, all of that. I did myself. So once I swap this motor, there is a 50-50 chance that the engine unalives itself. There is also a 50% chance that it does great. But I did do everything by the book, so I'm hoping that it is fine. So that is an update on the C5. That is an update on the C6. One new LS car that came. It is a supercharged LS car, and it is a 4-door, which should give you a little bit of a hint. That is the car that we took to the Tail of the Dragon after our honeymoon, and it is probably one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. We did a couple events already at the track with that car, and it has done great. Did get a set of Weld RTS drag slicks off of a buddy of mine. It helped out tremendously with that car because it does make a touch over 600 wheel. So with the torque and everything of the LSA blower, which is another hint, it does help to have a tire on that car. So I believe that covers that. So a couple cars that have came and left just completely. I had a Ford Focus that I was daily driving. It was an amazing car, but ended up selling it. Did replace the white F-150 with a 3/4 ton diesel truck that I will reveal to you guys. I do have a new daily, which is an E60 BMW 528xi. It is an all-wheel drive BMW. It is grandma spec, to say the least. And then I have one more car down there that is a tuner car, and we are going to be rebuilding it because the gentleman I bought it from hit a deer and pretty much crippled the front end. It now has a salvage title. We should be able to start that rebuild very soon. The BMW Z3 that you guys have seen in some of the very first videos on the channel is still here. That car will never leave, as that was a wedding present that was given way early by my wife's mother and father, and then she still has her Toyota Highlander that you guys have seen in the background before. I think that is the full update of everything in my life and everything with the cars. The Shelby is left, the supercharged C5 is left, the white F-150 is left, the Focus has left. Everything that's came back, the C5 FRC has came back. We do have a 3500 or a 2500 series diesel truck. We have a 4-door LSA blown, which should give that car away. LS car, we have the 528xi. We have the tuner car that we are going to do a full build on. The Z3 is still here, and I don't know if I've said it, but the C6 is still here. Little side note, the track that we have been working on here in Logan, West Virginia for the past 8 years has finally opened. October 22nd was the opening day, and it has been kicked off, and we've done several events up there, and it is shut down for the winter. So a lot of the winter content is going to be repairs and builds. Like I said, swapping the motor on the C6 with the 6.2 up from the LS2. The C5 is getting a new clutch, and we may be doing a rear wide body on it. The tuner car will get a whole new front end, and we are going to be wide bodying it. The LSA car, not exactly sure because it's pretty perfect the way it is, and the BMW, the daily, it has a shake in the front end, so we're going to get that figured out and do some aesthetic mods to it just to make it a better looking car, because like I said, it is in complete grandma mode right now. No window tint, no nothing. But over the next videos, we will unveil the truck, the LSA car, the daily, the tuner car, and I'll show you the new look on the C6. So That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos to come after this one, and it will be all unveil videos. So this is going to be an incredibly long video. It has gotten dark on us, and it looks like it is going to storm. I'm going to end this video here. Guys, thank you for continuing to subscribe to the channel, even though I have not posted anything for 7 months. I just wanted to give you a kind of a heads up on everything that's happened. I'm sure I've missed a couple little things, but that is pretty much the gist of the past 7 months and kind of where we're going to go with the channel from here. Car reviews, car builds, events, racing, all of that on the channel to come. And I promise you guys that we will not be taking any more long hiatuses like that. I'm going to prioritize my time a little bit better. We're getting back in the gym starting tomorrow. I want to get this weight off. Need to lose about 100 pounds before race season. Probably not going to happen, but I'd like to be down 50, 60 by then. And then, like I said, we're going to start a separate channel for mine and my wife's adventures, because we are going to do a lot of that stuff as well. So guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave a comment down below of what you want to see, or if you want any more information on anything I've given you today on any of the cars, and I will see you guys on the next video.